To understand this really well, we need to understand Fresnel zone, the field margin. I'll tell you a little bit about Fresnel zone. Fresnel zone is an elliptical shape, signals where you need to have at least 60% clearance, no obstruction, 60% clearance in that elliptical shape to get a reliable wireless network. So let's say you have a transmitter on this side, transmitter tower, a receiver tower on this side. And what you see visually is actually only this. This is visual line of sight. So you're seeing the top to top, right? But let's say you have some kind of obstruction, maybe some trees or in a mountain, something like that, this. So when the antenna from the transmitter transmits, the radio signals actually go into all directions. So let's say it hits the obstacle here, right? So it suffers diffraction here, depending on electromagnetic waves, the radio wave, and it won't reach the receiver tower instantly. So the path will be deviated. This is how it will reach, right? It could also be hitting at a different point on this mountain, and you could get an altogether different path. So you see how there are multi-paths being created simultaneously. So what happens is that all the signals getting transmitted from the master side doesn't reach to the receiver side at the same time. So there is time delay, and that time delay causes network degradation issues. So the Fresnel zone I was talking about is this elliptical shape here. And this is where you need to get 60% clearance. Because of this obstruction here, you don't have enough clearance here. So just by looking at it, I can tell you that this is not going to work. So what's the fix here? You could increase antenna height here. Just increase the antenna height. And now the height of the obstruction is same, right? It's constant, it's not going to increase. So if you see the elliptical shape now, you have much more room for line of sight, visual line of sight, and you have lots of clearance, more than 60%. So this is why line of sight is important, and visual line, not only visual line of sight, but radio line of sight. And when people calculate the antenna height, they just see if it's visible from one point to another, but really you need to take into account this Fresnel zone, because radio wave and visual light, although they are same, although they are electromagnetic waves, radio waves have much more longer wavelength than visible light. So that's why radio line of sight is so important. So getting back to